Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome, I'm glad you're here. What are you cutting? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I'm glad you're here. This is like a little creative escape for me. Kind of like Tuesday was. Mike and I broke out of the hospital today. And
you gotta say what you did for everybody.
Okay. So Mike and I broke out of the hospital. If you haven't been here, my dad had a stroke last week and has been in the hospital. He's getting there. He's getting there. It's been an up and down, but he's getting there. In my last live, a lot of people were donating money for presents for nurses. It wasn't something I asked for. You guys are just super kind, and we're doing that. I want to let you know we've done two things so far. First of all, for the day shift yesterday, we ordered a ton of their favorite pizza. This is what they wanted, favorite pizza and salads. And they had so much left over, they were able to share it with the other ICUs in the hospital. Then for the night shift, we brought donuts really early in the morning. They wanted that. That's what they requested. However, tonight I'm gonna get them pizza in the middle of the night for the time that they request. So far we've done two things and we'll be doing more. I'm gonna do presents for the specific nurses that helped us, but this went to like the nurses, the doctors, like even the security guards came and thanked us for the pizza. So it's nice. It's nice to be able to do that.
About 6 cops show up in your room. Normally you're nervous, but they were being thankful.
Yeah. A bunch of the security guys that look like police came to the room and were like, "Whoa, what happened?" Well, they were just thanking us for pizza. Yeah, so it worked out really well. He will be going to rehab for quite some time. He'll be okay. We're taking care of him. My dad is feisty, and the feistiness is now starting to show.
So he's getting back to normal.
Yeah. He's getting back to normal. Ish, it's going to take some time. Hi, Bran. Okay, so I am here for a very selfish reason. For Mike and I, this is a great way for us to not think about everything, to get out and take a break, and for me to do a little creative therapy. He came back here and immediately started 3D printing something, which he likes to do, played some pinball, so he's getting a little break too. And then right after this, we'll go grab dinner and take it to the hospital. So I appreciate all the thoughts and prayers and good vibes and all that. Yeah. So there are just the two of us, and like he's saying things like we're trying, getting him to talk and trying to get him to talk. And so I said, a new nurse came in, and I said, they said, "Tell me your name," and he said his name, and I said, "Tell them my name," and he actually said my name, and I said, "Tell them who your favorite child is," and he said Michael, and Michael wasn't even there.
But he has a smile.
But he smiled, Yeah, it's Mike's dad too. So I'm like, I brought these flowers that one of my friends gave me, and I have them on display, and every time somebody comes in, I have them in the room for him to enjoy. And when somebody comes in the room and asks who he got the flowers from, he says, "My son." He just is being a pill. He thinks it's funny. So we know he's feeling better mentally too. Okay, where do you see replays of the lives? I don't have them posted on my blog. That's something that I'm working on. However, if you go to my YouTube channel, there'll be a tab that says lives, and you can see all of my old lives. As soon as the live is done, the replay is available to watch.
There may be a little delay, but I'm not sure how long, but they will be available.
So all of my old lives are available. And the nice thing about that is you can play it at fast speed, or you can skip ahead if you get tired of hearing me talk. Okay, so I have nothing planned for today. I have nothing planned. I want to make a card. And I'm going to let you all decide what I do. I grabbed some products because they're on sale. They're older products. So I thought it would be fun to let you help me create. Yeah. Shari, that's him. So I think it'll be good. Okay, so let me just tell you a few things. Mike, there's something wrong with my live supplies page. The formatting at the top is wonky where it says Honeybee sale. Okay, so there are a few really good sales going on right now. Oh, by the way, I know Gina's still going. I thought her lives were shorter. Hers started, I thought hers would be over by the time I started. Next time I'll start a little later so I don't overlap with her. I didn't mean to do that, obviously. She always goes live Thursdays at 1, and I thought 3 would be safe, but next time I'll do 4. All right, so there are a few really good sales going on. If you look in my description, there is a link to my Crafty News page, and on that are lots of sales. There's a ton of great spring sales going on right now. One of them is over at Honeybee. Honeybee is celebrating 10 years, and they're offering 20% off your whole purchase. And the nice thing about that is Honeybee has their own line of great products, but they also carry a lot of other companies' products. Like they carry the Empress die cut machine, so you can get 20% off that. They carry, I think they carry distress inks. They carry the waffle flower grip mat. So a lot of the tools and basics or essentials from other companies they carry, so you can get that 20% off. And I really wanted to make sure that you were aware of this sale and like looked around because there's a lot to offer. And they even have, the 20% is even off of their clearance section. So, I'm sorry, my allergies are bad. So it's definitely worth checking out what they have. Okay, so that is, Honeybee has that sale. So I pulled some of the Honeybee stuff, older products that are on sale right now. A lot of these have been out for some time, and maybe you can help me decide what I use. Another big sale that's going on right now is Spellbinders has their clearance warehouse, or their warehouse clearance sale. Sorry, I'm running on little sleep. So I'm gonna be on a struggle bus today, so give me some grace. But they have, Spellbinders has their spring cleaning warehouse sale. And they have things like embossing folders for like $1. Good embossing folders. Die sets for like $5, big die sets. So I have that in the YouTube description below. But if you go to my Crafty News page, that's also in the description below. Mike, can you put that in the chat? Mike will put my Crafty News page in the chat. I give some recommendations for things that are on sale over at Spellbinders. If you are looking for a great manual die cut machine, they have their giant, their big, large format Spellbinders Platinum on sale, and I think it's over 50% off. I think it's like a $200 and something machine. I think it's on sale for $99. So if you're looking for a great die cut machine, that's a good one. And it has big plates, so you could do a lot of die cutting at once, and you can use your Better Press and Glimmer machine with it also. Then also another heads up is, hi Lisa. Lisa from Honeybee is here. Hi Lisa, I'm glad you're here. Another thing is Altenew has 15% off their round fresh dye ink pads, which you all know I love, and that I think ends today. I'll probably use some of those along with the Honeybee products because the colors are great. So I have all of that at the top of the YouTube description below. Now, excuse me, I will say that the best way to kind of follow along with what I use is there's a link at the top of the YouTube description that has the word live in it. If you click that and open it in another page, it'll have images and links for all the deals I talk about, and then below that will be thumbnails of the different products I use. And as I use them, or like use other things, it'll get added onto that page. You just have to refresh every once in a while. Hey Mike, can you go ahead and put fresh dye inks on that list? I don't think I had it on there.
Yeah.
Okay, at Altenew, because those are on sale there. All right, so I'm going to show you a bunch of Honeybee stuff. Hi Victoria, a bunch of Honeybee stuff, and you can help me decide what I use. So I'll go through them. Honeybee said I can show like an example from their website because sometimes it's hard to visualize like stencils or whatever. And I might talk about something I could possibly do, and then we'll narrow it down and we'll vote. Hi Brianne. So we'll narrow it down and vote on what you want me to use. I'm really tired. So I've been staying the night with my dad every night at the hospital, not because nobody else wants to, but I won't let anybody else.
That's the mama bear coming out.
The mama bear in me wants to be there with them. I actually feel like I get, if I'm there, I don't have anxious sleep. I just don't have any sleep. So anyways, I'm tired, so give me some grace. I don't know how creative I'll be today, but I promise that I'll do my best. Okay? All right, and so Brianne Loveland is here. She's my Link Ninja. She helps to find things and helps answer questions. She's my ride or die. I adore her. And then Lisa, who is one of my favorite humans, she is here from Honeybee. So if you have questions from Honeybee, that's a great, you can tag Lisa. You'll see her in here. Honeybee is in her name or her username. Okay, so let me show you a few collections that I could possibly use, and then we'll narrow down what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna do as much as my energy level will take. Okay, so let's see. I should have put these in order. Boop, boop, boop. Throwing things around. One thing we can do is the last release from Honeybee, I think it came out last month, is, everything dropped, is a pet release. And there's a bunch of stuff. Some of it is cat themed, some of it is dog themed, and some of it is a mix. So I have a bunch of those. Let me get these out. I don't have them all out, okay? Just some of them. And like the ones I thought I could use today for different things. Please know that if you want to see more of the pet collection, it's under the what's new category, or you search on pet, like dog or cat, and all of that will pop up. So if you look in the YouTube description below, you can get a link to this, to Honeybee for the sale. Okay, so this is some of their pet one. One thing that is here is a 3D embossing folder of paw prints, which I think is really cute. There are great sentiment sets, like this is Pet-tastic. It has sentiments that work well with dog and cat and even fish sentiments in there. There's a friend stamp set, but what I was looking at, and there's a lot more. There's layering dies that create different like breed of cat and dogs, so you can find one that's similar to what you may have. But what I was drawn to out of it was the Pet Friends layering stencil set and die set. Can you pull up an image of the layering Pet Friends? Mike's going to show you because it's hard to see. Honeybee has great clear stencils. So this 6 stencil set creates that background that you see there. So it's a bunch of different animals. So you can create a background with that, or you could create that with the stencils and use the coordinating dies to cut out the different little critters there.
I do have card image too.
Oh, okay, show card image. And there you go, there's an example right there. That is from the Honeybee website. That's by Kelly Cahoot, which she's been a guest on our channel. So I thought that was really cute with all the different animals. And then there are the animal kind of greetings that would work really well. Like you could take the turtle from that, like die cut out the turtle, and there's a sentiment in the set that says, "You're turtly awesome." There's, I know, "Doggone it, I missed your birthday." Lots of fun sentiments. So the idea with that one, you can come back. The idea that I would have with that would probably be to do the background and do like an eclipse technique, or we could do a full shaker card. Those were 2 of the things. Again, I'm not feeling super creative, but we're gonna have some fun. Okay, so Mike is gonna keep track of the different theme things, and then you'll vote afterwards. So this would be the pet collection. Another layering, oh, this is fun. Let me see if I can find this. Another collection that I've been wanting to use, because I think it's fun and kind of unique, is it's like a Jackpot theme, okay? So it has a variety of things. First of all, in it is what I liked. Let me find, there's dies to go with it. I don't know where they went though. I'll have to find them. Oh, I don't know where they are. This is the Jackpot collection, and there are a few things that go with it. First of all, hey Mike, can you put up some things here? There's an embossing folder that has like playing cards on it, 3D embossing folder, so there's lots of texture. There is a die set that allows you to make different themed cards, like playing cards. Then this is one of my favorite things. This is what I really wanted to use. It may be too involved for today, but I really wanted to show you it. It's a slot machine, and you can put these different greetings on it, like love wins or I hit the jackpot with you, and it's just different. It's something that, you know, we haven't seen before. So this kind of fills nicely on a card base, or you could do a shaped card. You could do an interactive card, like where you pull a tab and then the little, what would you call this, spinning thing changes. Does that make sense? I think that's really a unique one. And for this one, they have tons of different sentiment sets, you know, like we're better together, how did I get so lucky, a lot of different great sentiments to go with it, and there's a few different sets. So if you looked over on their website, like search on lucky, a lot of these will show up. Yeah, I like Honeybee does a lot of large ones. There's a lucky to have a friend like you, and the one that caught my eye is the Jackpot Stencils. Can you show that one? So the Jackpot Stencils, Mike's pulling it up. It's similar to the pet one that I showed you, where you create a background like this, but then there are dies that will cut out those images. So you could pop them out or use them on a different card. So that is another option, to use that and then add things on it. There's a card example right there. I think that's so cute. Great for those of you who like a traditional masculine kind of card, you could do that. I just think it's unique and fun, right? Okay, so that is the second collection. That one we'll call Jackpot. Did you have a sample, Mike, of this, the slot machine? It's called Love Wins. There you go. Look how cute that is. Look how, I love that. I wanted to use that, but I think it would take so much time to die cut all those things, and I just didn't get a chance to do that. We literally came from the hospital to this. Okay, so another thing, I don't know if, did you get any images for the alphabet?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know I love a good alphabet set. A lot of time the alphabet sets are block letters, and I thought this one was nice because they're large letters but have a little softer feel to them. So this is the Be Playful lowercase alphabet, and then there are the numbers. So these would be great to personalize a card. So you could put somebody's birthday on it. You can come back. And it shows you, that kind of gives you an idea of how large those words are. Great for, you know, you could make windows from the different letters and or just personalize a card. Can you scroll it? Okay, so that is, these I might incorporate into others. So we're not going to vote on this, but so far we have the pet and the jackpot. Yeah. Then, let's see, we have, I was kind of reaching out for a lot of the, here's one more. I know, well, yeah, let me show that first. This is the It's a Party stencil set. It's like the pet one and the jackpot one. And it gives you a background of different birthday or party images, and you can use the coordinating dies to cut them out. Mike, do you have a picture of It's a Party stencils?
Yes, I do.
Let me show you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that they did a full shaker front card. So the whole front of that card is a shaker. And so we could do that technique today if you wanted to. But you can see in the background those birthday images that the stencil set creates. Another one that I think would be fun would be the party hat. So if you come down here real quick. This is the party hat stencil set.
Sorry.
Party hat stencil set and the die set. And this gives you all the images to make like a decorated party hat, but this gives you the stencils to add like the kind of worked details that go along with the party hat. So this is, we'll do party theme for this one. Okay, so this is, I'd probably do the party hats and maybe do that. It seems like a full front shaker card without much bulk would be a fun option with the party hats. All right, so that's...
So party hat's another option?
So party hats is another option.
So is there another one, jackpot theme, pet, and party hat?
Those are the three so far. Okay. Next, See, I'm just showing you stuff. These are all things, these are products, a lot of these have been out for a while, especially the ones I'm showing you now. They've been in my, like, I gotta use this sometime bin for Honeybee, and I just really liked the style of them. What I liked about these two, we have the lake, it's at the lake, and Palm Beach. And what these are, it's kind of hard to see here, but these are layering stencils that create a scene. So like this one is I don't even know if you can tell. Can you tell? It's like a beach scene. So each stencil does a different layer of the beach. So you have the ocean, you have the foliage, the palm trees, some of the rocks, the clouds, and the sky. Well, what's nice about them is it lines up with this, it's like a texture plate. It makes like an impression. And so you can do this plate on white cardstock first and then line up the stencils over it, and you'll have a full colored card front with the texture. Okay, so that is the Palm Beach version. And then they also have the At the Lake version. So it's the same idea where you do the background and then you have the stencils to go, the stencil that lines up with it. This one actually has with it a little canoe and a rowboat that you can add in the front too. So these I thought would be fun to do a background, and then all you would do is add a sentiment onto it. So Mike, do you have images of Palm Beach first? Did you not get one?
That's the one I missed.
Okay, what about do At the Lake?
Yes, I do. Since this one.
Okay, so that's what the stencils do for At the Lake, and then you can add texture using the texture plate with it. And oh, and they have, yes, there are little beach houses that you can die cut to add on the front of these scenes, and there are little log cabins that you can add on the front of the lake scene. And there's mountains on the back of that too. So these, I think, they're pretty self-explanatory in that you do the texture with the die. This one actually cuts a top edge to it, and then you use the stencils to add the color. Okay, so Mike, one vote would be lake and one vote would be beach. All right, so we're gonna keep going. I know this is a lot. I couldn't decide.
Looks like it only lets you add 4.
Oh, well, do beach and... So are we done then?
Yeah, pet, jackpot, party hat, at the lake.
I had one more. Well, let's see.
That is...
Do lake and beach together. And we can choose after.
Okay.
And then we can't do one more?
Nope, doesn't give me the option.
Darn. Well, let me show you this. Come back to this. I'll show you this. This is Wonderful Wishes. It's like a square area, or kind of square, kind of rectangle. Area that does layering flowers. Let me put it on top of darker. So you can kind of see the layering flowers. But then you can also use the candle and the cake base to go with it and die cut that. So it's a cake with florals on it. Do you have an example of that, Mike?
One.
The Wonderful Wishes. This one's been out for a while and I just love the look of it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So that's another one, but we can't vote for any more. So we're gonna go, let's vote on the others and see.
I wonder if it's by
It's okay.
length.
So we have the pet, the jackpot. You can come back up here. Pet, jackpot, party hats, or the beach or lake. We would decide later. Yeah, if I do the beach or lake, we're gonna do it in a very simple way. There are examples on their website. Kelly Taylor, who does samples for Honeybee, has done elaborate ones where you do the inking and then you do like a marker to add detail. I would keep it pretty simple, but I can talk about other things you can do. So any of these that I do, I would keep more on the simple side. For the beach and the lake, it would just be to create a background. And then we would add the sentiment on it. So that wouldn't be as much technique-y as the others. The others, I have some technique ideas. So I like the cake too, but There is a vote. Oh gosh, yes. Okay, so you can vote at the top of the chat, and I can see what's winning. The one that will be the hardest. Yay, go team.
Well, you are the goat. You know it.
You know, I'll figure something out. I don't know what I'll figure out, but I'll figure it out. All right. So, okay. Y'all voted for, well, I go by the majority, okay? The majority said Palm Beach and at the lake. So let's decide which one. Can you end that one and start a new one?
Okay.
Maybe before I let you guys choose, I should think of things that I could do with them. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. The next thing to vote for is, do we use the Palm Beach, the beach one, or the lake one? Oh my gosh. Y'all are throwing me for a curve here. Oh, you know what? Actually throw the cake in.
Yeah.
Okay, so this cake one that I showed you, would you rather do the beach, the lake, or the cake? And Mike is going to put that at the top.
All right, there you go. I know I'm voting for.
And I know, hey guys, if you just popped in, I'm running on 0 sleep, and I didn't plan anything because I've been at the hospital with my dad. So please give grace as I kind of wiggle my way through this video.
All right, my choice is losing. How about the cake? I'd like to see you go on the cake, but...
Oh my gosh. It's so funny because whatever starts as the winner ends up as the winner. That's the way it goes. All right. Hold on. I'm just looking here. Give me a moment. You guys go ahead and vote. All right. Change my mind, cake. Some people voted for the cake too. Well, keep voting. I'm going to look over here real quick. Oh, it's still... Oh, keep voting. It's close between the lake and the cake. So keep voting. I'm just going to look at this over here and just see what I might want to do with them. So lake or cake? My dad, he's moving along. He's moving along. His spirits seem to be up, which is good. He's teasing me like he usually does. But I still have the leg up because it's easier for me to talk than it is for him. All right. Rachel said I should do the cake for Mike. Let's see. What are we at? Is it still the lake?
Yeah, it's still the lake.
Oh my gosh. See, I have a better technique for the cake.
You gotta follow the...
I gotta follow it.
Okay, there you go. And the pole.
Let's have cake at the lake. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, I don't think I have a cold. I didn't take my allergy pill this morning, and I remembered right before I went live when I started sneezing. So no cold. Just the sneezies. It won't let you revote. Cake for my dad.
Oh,
Please
I
say
am the pole.
I know, but now people are saying, okay, go back up. We're going to do it one more time.
What?
Yeah, because some people are saying they want to change.
Okay.
Cake or lake? Cake or lake? I told you I'd be a mess today. But you guys are my creative escape. So thank you. Cake or lake? Either one I might make for my dad. The cake, he loves florals, and we would make it as a celebration when he gets kicked out of the hospital and into rehab. So cake or lake? He would honestly like both. I have the power. No, I think I've only once vetoed what people voted for.
Only one.
It was like, what was it? What color cards? It was like something about like the color of cardstock or something. Oh, now cake's gonna win because I said that. The cake, this is an older one. And I like it. I don't know. It's up to you guys though. Go ahead and vote. Cake or lake? Cake or lake? Yeah, the cake I think would be really fun. But that's just my personal opinion. It'd be easier. Cake for dad. Cake for the win. Okay. Okay. Oh, Erica, thank you. You're so kind. Yay. Hi, Mary. I got a package from you, but I haven't had a chance to open it. Okay. We're going to do cake. Thank you, guys. Now, hold on. Let me tell you, the lake and the beach one. If you go to their website, there's links to these products below. There are great examples there. But really all you need to do is, let me just show you how this looks. I'm just gonna show you real quick how it looks and go from there. Hold on, let me find a piece of paper. So this is the lake one. Where'd you go, Mike? I think Mike wants to play pinball. Do you want to play pinball?
Oh, I want to work for you. It's the cake. I'm guessing
it's the cake.
It's the cake.
Thank you, guys. Okay. Yeah, let me just show you. This is what the lake does, the die does. It does like an impression. I don't think you can see it well there. But what happens, I didn't cut it all the way, but what happens is you take the stencil and lines up, and it gives you like the impression with the trees and the water line, you know, and all the mountains. So it gives you a little bit of texture along with the stenciling. So it's really easy. Do the die cut first, or the texture plate first, then do the stenciling. And then you can add whatever you want on the front. All right. Thank you. What's my favorite pizza? Like pizza place around here? What the nurses wanted was Jets, which is a local thing. My favorite pizza? I don't know. Dewey's? No, I don't know. Dewey's is around here too. I think it's in more places also, but I do like this.
In the craft, there's somebody that got a crafty goodie box. We are kind of distracted with everything, but we haven't forgot about anybody.
Yeah, I've been purging quite a bit. Well, I was purging quite a bit before this. And so Mike was putting together crafty goodie boxes to get out to people. The way I do that is people make a donation to a charity and I send it out to them. So I don't get the money for it. That it's a way for me to get the products into the hands, like old products into the hands of people who will use it, and then also help a charity. So Mike, some people had purchased some and are waiting for us to ship it. We'll ship it next week.
I haven't forgot, we've just been all distracted.
Yeah.
That's all.
So if you are interested in getting a crafty goodie box, like being eligible to buy a crafty goodie box by making a donation, there is a page. Mike, can you find it?
Yeah.
Or Brianne? There's a page where you, on my blog, where you just leave a comment, and then whenever Mike has a crafty goodie box put together, he will randomly reach out to somebody who's left a comment on that post, and if they're interested, they can make a donation and get the box. The box usually has, gosh, hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of product.
A lot more than that.
And I think it's like $100 for the box. All right. Skyline, yeah. Skyline. Who here's had Skyline? All right, let's see what we're gonna do. So this is the Wonderful Wishes. I have no idea what I'm doing, but we're gonna wing it. Okay, I have my waffle flower grip mat. Any grip mat would be great here. The reason I chose the waffle flower grip mat is because they carry it at Honeybee, so you can get the 20% off. Mike, is there a, Brianne said she beat you. Is there a discount code for Honeybee, or does it automatically come off?
Let me look.
Brianne will answer.
Doesn't say anything about a code.
Awesome. So I don't think you need a code. Mike, try adding something to your cart and see if it just shows up in the cart. We're gonna do some ink blending. I'll never learn to like Skyline no matter how long you live here. Wow, that's hard. Yeah, I love Skyline. It's unique. So if you've never heard, Skyline is a Cincinnati thing. It's a chili, but it's not typical chili. It is, you serve it over spaghetti usually, which is weird.
More of a meat sauce.
It's kind of like it's more of like a meat sauce. But the thing with it is it has chocolate and cinnamon in it, so it's got a unique taste to it. Betsy. Thank you, Betsy. Betsy does work. Betsy Green, who's in the comments, is a good friend of mine, and she works with Honeybee some, and she said it automatically comes up.
Yep.
The discount shows up in cart. So you don't need a discount. Just shop that link below and it'll work.
Yeah, I just added something to my cart and it took it off automatically.
All right, so let's see here. All right, we're going to start going. While I do this, I thought I would use the Altenew Fresh Dye inks because they're on sale right now, which is a very rare sale. They rarely have these inks on sale. I mean, sometimes they'll have like specific colors, like 5% off or whatever, but right now, what is it, 15, 20? What is it, Mike, 15? It's in the description below. And the price will automatically show up there. So that's over at Altenew. Okay, so I did lime first. Now, and I will talk, what? 15% off, that's awesome. And I think they have like a free gift right now. And I like Skyline on baked potatoes too. That's what I do. They have, I think Altenew has a free gift right now, and they have a free gift, and I think they have a shipping deal too. That is all in the description below. So it's a good time to try out these inks if you've never tried them before. They really are nice inks. All right, let's go to the next one. I was thinking about making 2 at once because I'm an overachiever. Make 2 at once. Let's do, I think one of the things that we get caught up with in stencils is that we have to start with white cardstock. So instead of white, on this one, I'm starting with, I believe this is Spellbinders Waterfall ink, which I think Honeybee has some Spellbinders cardstock. Yeah, this is Spellbinders Waterfall color, which is just a beautiful kind of tealish thing. Yeah, Jesse, you need to try Skyline. It is different. If you go, here's the thing. If you go into it thinking it's chili, like typical, like Texas kind of style chili, it will not be, it's different. Usually it's served on chili or on spaghetti, and you put beans on it and a ton of shredded cheese and then oyster crackers. I don't know. It's weird. It's an acquired taste, I think, but maybe. I don't know. I love it though. There are actually, Skyline is like the more traditional, but there's Gold Star too. But to me, Gold Star is a knockoff. It's like original stamp company and one of the knockoff companies to me. Skyline's the favorite. And it's so inexpensive. It is delicious. See, you can get Skyline. Skyline is around, it started in Cincinnati, but I know it's all the way up to Cleveland, and I know it's south to Lexington. I don't know if it's farther than that, but you can actually get cans of it, which I don't recommend, cans of it in grocery stores. So my father-in-law, he loves it, so every Christmas we give him a bunch of cans of it. It sounds gross. If any of you were in the Greg, in Concord and Ninth's summer camp last year, Greg put Skyline chili, what was an off-brand of Skyline chili, onto bread, and it was cold with some other things, and he took a bite out of it. It was absolutely disgusting. Linda, metallic inks, I'll show you in a moment. I'll show you in a moment. How's that? So that first color was lime, which is one of my favorite greens. And one of the other things I like about Altenew inks is there will be like 4 colors in a family. So let me show you. So I don't have labels on these yet. Okay. So for example, this is a color family. The Limeade, Lime, Fresh Leaf, and Reindeer Moss. So it goes light, medium, dark, and extra dark. You can buy them as a set of 4. You can buy them ink cubes, or you can buy them individually, and there are rankers available. I like this because if you're doing layering stencils of a floral image, it makes it really easy to know what greens go together, right? But I also think it's fun to mix with other collections. So like this is more of a green, this is more of a lime green. Just green is one of my favorite colors. Lime is one of my other favorites. And I did the first leaf portion of this with the limey color, and now I'm going to the more true Kelly green color. This is a really pretty color. Let's see. Trying to find some scrap paper. It's more of a true, this is like, I think this Just Green is a great Christmas green color. So the nice thing about these stencils is there is like an etched line here, so you can see where the edge is, so you can line it up with the die cut, or you can die cut after, which I'm gonna do. Honeybee has clear stencils. I like that a lot. I wish more companies would do that, because you get, you can really see through to see what other colors you've already done there. So I think it makes it easier, but I think it's unique and fun that Honeybee does that. So over this, I'm going with the Just Green. I'm gonna go heavier towards the base and lighter out towards the tip. Lighter out towards the tip. I don't know why, but that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, here, Colin's FaceTiming me. Can you go FaceTime him? Colin didn't know I was live, so he's FaceTiming me. I'm gonna go in with a little blue at the tips. Can you text him? Yeah. Sorry, Mike and I are like we're all doing different things to keep this family going together this week, and we're all trying to help each other out. So this volcano lake is a nice kind of bluish green color that goes really well with that waterfall ink or waterfall paper from Spellbinders. One of the things I really wanted to mention here is that I think a lot of people get caught up in, if you're making a card with like Honeybee stencils, you should use only Honeybee products on it. I don't think that's necessary. Here I'm using some Spellbinders cardstock, and I'm using the Altenew ink. I think it's good to mix and match together and get more out of your products. It just stretches your supplies. So here, this is the second layer. Let's do Volcano Lake first. Last time I did the base of the leaves first in dark. This time I'm doing the tips just because I have this out. I'm just doing a little bit of blue on the tips of the leaves. Other questions? Yeah, we're all kind of teaming up here. Mike has his specific roles in helping. I have my specific roles. It's like a team effort. But you want to know who makes the biggest difference for my dad is Nurse Lila. Lila gets dropped off after school right at the hospital and helps the whole time. She gets him doing things that he normally wouldn't want to try to do.
He just wanted to say hi.
Oh, okay.
Handle.
Oh, I know, isn't that sad? It's a note to myself. Okay, so I did the same. I'm doing the same thing on both, but this is just a reminder that you can use darker color cardstock instead of starting with white. Now, one thing I do want to say, I'm going back to the first stencil because here, let me show you. The first stencil, which is the lime, I just use one color, right? Then for the second stencil, I use the two, so you get that little bit of variation. So I'm going to go back to the first. What is yuck about? Why are we saying yuck?
Maybe at a
Skyline? I don't know. It's good, I promise. Yeah, Lila is liking helping. We were thinking maybe she would want to be a nurse, but we're discovering that she doesn't like the idea of blood, so she's kind of out from that thought. But I think she's a helper. I could see her being a helper. All right. So I'm going back to that first stencil and putting some of the darker, this is moss, in some of the areas just to add a little variation. So it's not all the same. So see how that added more to that first layer. Okay, I'm going to do that on the second one too. I should have done this the first time, but I didn't think of it. Yeah, I'm telling you, I always start with white too when I'm doing layering stencils, but I think this is a good idea because it gives you kind of a different look. Now, keep in mind, I'm doing green here, right, on top of this colored cardstock. If you start with like a bright pink cardstock and you do green on top, it might not look as good. Starting with blue and doing green on top is better because blue and green go well together. But what you can do instead is, say you were starting with a bright pink cardstock here, what you can do is first put the stencil down and put white pigment ink over it. Heat set that. Then put the stencil down again and put a colored ink on top. By putting that base of white ink down first, the color you put on top will be more true to color. Okay, so that's one thing that you can do. Another way you can do colored inks and have them stay more true to color on a colored cardstock is to use Distress Oxide. Distress Oxide inks have a pigment quality to them that allows them to show up a little more vividly on a colored cardstock. So let's find, this is stencil number 3. I gotta decide a color. Oh, let's vote. Give me a vote. What color flower should I do? My dad likes every kind of flower. My mom is a gardener and he enjoys the garden outside of his office window. He doesn't work, he just sits in his office all day. And so he would like any color. So what color would you like me to use on the white? On the pool color, I'll use blue for sure. But on the white, what should I use? Give me a vote. And we'll go with that. Let's do, well, actually, I'll choose. So on here, should I do, Mike, you want to,
Yep.
Mike's going to do a poll. Should I do like coral colors? Purple. You all been purple people lately. Like bright blue, like this color that I love so much from Altenew, the ultramarine. Oop, there you go. Or should I do like a yellowy color? So those are the choices. Mike's putting it in the top of that YouTube, or the top of the chat, so you can vote. So go ahead and vote there at the top. Is it up there? Nope.
I know that.
All right, so what are we voting here? Is it? Okay, oh, look at that. I wouldn't have guessed that. Where did people get into purple lately? I've been doing a lot of purple. Uh-oh, oh. Is the sound back? There we go, sound's back.
Yeah. Should be.
I'm just looking. If color is the question, the answer is always purple. That's Brienne. Libby too. All right, so the color is coral. Well, good, because you know what? Altenew has beautiful coral colors.
Plus, it's what I voted for.
It's what you voted for, good. Let me show you the beautiful coral colors from Altenew. Let me show you. There's a few different options. So let me grab them all so you can see some of my favorite corals. Now remember there are families, but I pulled out corals that I think would be good options for here. I'm not sticking to families. So this is Pink Pearl, which is like a light kind of peachy coral color, a little more red than orange. This is Coral Bliss. Look at that. Aren't those pretty together? These are probably my two of my most used colors from Altenew. Then there's Coral Berry, which is a little more red, but these three together look really nice. Another option here is the Coral Red. So this is Coral Red, this is Coral Berry. So you can go a little more pinky here or more orangey here. And then for the darkest is more of a true red, you got the Heartbeat. All right, so I'm gonna go with, oh, Chili Cold is the yuck. Yes, yeah, Greg, so he was pretending. While I do this, I'll tell you what he was doing. So if you weren't in summer camp last summer, Greg, no, it was not last summer. It was a few summers ago. Yeah. Greg came here. I couldn't go to the summer camp because my oldest was getting married. So what he did is he flew out here and filmed like a camping video with me in it. We've shown part of it in one of my lives before. Maybe Brienne can find it. But we filmed like a camping scene, And he was pretending well, he is an Eagle Scout. Greg's actually an Eagle Scout, but he's a terrible Eagle Scout because he doesn't know what he's doing when he's camping. So he pretended to put together a meal that was healthy. It had the 5 food groups. So there were, you know, he put applesauce on it. It was like bread, applesauce, skyline chili. For vegetables, he put Funyuns on it. And there was Cheese Whiz. It was the most disgusting thing, and he took giant bites out of it. It was awful. It was absolutely awful. But we did show a bit of that clip on a live that I did with him, I don't know, a few months ago, because it was funny. And we don't let each other live that down. But yeah, Skyline Cold, not a good thing. Okay, so I did Pink Pearl first. It's a great peach. It's like the perfect peach. Spray cheese, that's what it was. Oh my gosh. It was Cheese Whiz, basically. So I did Pink Pearl, and then I'm coming, this big flower here, I'm putting some of the Coral Bliss at the center. And then on these others, I'm putting a little bit too. This is the advantage of using a small blending brush, so you can get in and add that little selective shading here and there. I'll hold this up in a moment so you can see. And then down here, this has got to be darker. So I'm going to come in with Coral Red. I think this is a great, so this is a great stencil set from Honeybee, but keep in mind they have a lot of great, easy to layer stencils, and because they're clear, it's really easy to see. So there's that one, but I need to come over, let me clean this off, because we're moving on to the blue. So over on this teal color, this is the Waterfall, instead of doing like dark teal flowers, oh, I could do white. I'll do some white, but first I'm gonna do blue. So this is Eastern Sky, which is a beautiful, beautiful blue. It goes nice with the aquamarine. Let me show you what this is like. So that's ultramarine. This is the Eastern Sky. It's a little bit lighter. So I think I'll do the Eastern Sky over this. I thought the blue would look nice on that teal color cardstock. So I wouldn't do coral on here. If I put coral ink, coral dye ink, onto that colored cardstock, it would look muddy, right? I'll even show you. I'll flip it over and show you. The color would not be pretty at all. Let me first finish this. I'm gonna do a little bit of that dark ultramarine at the center. With some of these, the base at some of these. Okay, let me show you. Because this fresh dye ink is dye ink. It's transparent. You can see through this ink. So if I took this stencil and did it on that waterfall cardstock, if I did Coralberry, see how it doesn't have that pretty color to it? It's okay, but the light one, you would never be able to see it. I mean, it just wouldn't show up. So, like, see how it just kind of goes brown instead of that pretty peach color. That's because dye ink is translucent. It shows through. And when I put that peach ink on the blue cardstock, the blue's showing through and gives you that brown look, okay? But here I did blue ink on like a bluish color cardstock, so it's okay. The thing is if you wanted to do this teal color cardstock and do coral flowers on it, first put down white pigment ink over the stencil, heat set it, then put the color on top, and that would help. Or you could use a pigment ink or a colored pigment ink, or you could use Distress Oxide inks, because those are a little more opaque, meaning you can't see through them as well. So they would show up better on a colored cardstock. Okay, so that's a little tip about that. So we have these first layers here. Let's go to this one. Oh, I skipped some layers. Go figure. Here's layer number 2 that I'm coming back to. I could do these different colors. Why not? Actually, I'm going to skip to this one. This is layer 1. Oh, okay, I see what it is. So these layering stencils, it's really nice. Let me show you why. On the top, it says, I don't know if you can see, Wonderful Wishes leaves layer 1. Then you have leaves layer 2, leaves layer 3. Then there is this is the flowers layer 1, 2, and 3. So you know what you're coloring. So let's go to the flowers layer 1, which I did. Now we're doing we did flower layers 2 already. I skipped one, so I'm gonna go back to 1 here. But it really doesn't, these are nice because this is more of a building image more than a layering, so you can kind of do it however you want. I think, let's see, should I add yellow flowers in with the peach? Or do I stick with the peach? Let me think. I might add some yellow in. What do you think, Mike? Should I add yellow flowers in?
Yeah, sure.
I think I'm gonna add some yellow flowers in. So on this one, I'll do some like yellowy orange. Let's do, oh, I'm missing some inks. What the heck? That's not good. Let's do chamomile, which is a great yellow ink. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's like very light orange. Great for flower centers. I really like it for that. But here I'm doing flowers. So let's start out with that. And I'll put that over these other flowers. And I got to remember, I'm going to do some metallic inks too. I just haven't gotten there yet. So all over the remaining area. Now I want some darker at the center of these big flowers here. So I'm going to come in with the Amber Blaze. Those aren't actually in the same color family, but they work really well together. I do have a video coming up. I'll do a live once our life is a little bit back to normal, where I show how I have organized my inks so I can easily find the color. I do little ink swatches that are very helpful. It's something new that I haven't shared yet. We just finished doing it, and I will share it, but it helps me to find colors that go together really well. So we're getting there with that. Let's go back to this one. Are there questions?
Yeah.
Give me a question while I do this.
Let's see. Yeah, you said which blending brushes you're using. The Ultimate.
Oh, these are Altenew blending brushes. You really could use any. I know Honeybee has some too. They have some fine tip ones like this that have like a angled tip. Those would work well too. I just didn't get them all out. I'm still organizing brushes. That's another thing to organize. Okay, so I'm done with that stencil. I'm done with that stencil. Let me get these out of here. Are only the ink sets on sale, or will sale apply to individual ink pads? Mike is going to look. Let's do, I'm going to do a teal colored flower.
Somebody wants to bring a cleaner tonight.
Oh,
Chelsea.
who?
Chelsea.
Oh, she does? Can you guys handle that? I can't do it now. Okay. So this is Lagoon, which is in the same color family as that Volcano Lake that I showed you before. So I'm going to do a little, let's do some Lagoon here. So this is darker. And I'm putting it more towards the center of the flower. I don't know if you can see that there. Then I'll come in and do the lighter color at the base, or at the tips, I mean. All right, it's gonna be fun to put all these inks away later because I'm not putting them away now. I put one away. Did I? No, where's Volcano Lake? Yeah, here it is. It's under my greens. How do I clean my stencils? I will show you. I use rubbing alcohol. I didn't here because I didn't have much ink on them. But what I do normally is, let me make sure I get this one done. I have a Spellbinders mister. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. It has rubbing alcohol in it. And I do one spray and then a dry cloth, and that quickly cleans it. It doesn't say, if I use water, it stays wet a little bit longer, and it just is a pain when you're trying to do a bunch of cards. But I really love rubbing alcohol to clean stencils. Stencils and my glass work surface are the only things that I clean with rubbing alcohol. Never clean your stamps or your glass work surfaces or your grip surfaces like this. Never clean this with rubbing alcohol. This you want to clean with water, soap, like gentle soapy water, or a stamp cleaner because it's made of stamp material. I saw somebody ask about a favorite bone folder. This is one of my favorites. I don't know if you can see it. It's Honeybee. Honeybee has one of my favorite bone folders. Can you add that to the supply list? So if you're looking for a good bone folder, Honeybee is a good one, and they're on sale right now, 20% off. As far as somebody asked about Spellbinders cardstock, which is what this is, what's unique about Spellbinders cardstock is it's super smooth. So it's great for blending. It's great for glimmer machine when you foil, and it's heavyweight, super, super heavyweight.
Large and small. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll just.
There's two. The people can choose between the two sizes. Okay. This is flower layer 2. I'm kind of going out of order, but that's okay. I saw somebody ask about this glass work surface that I'm working on. It is a glass magnetic work surface. I have the gray version, but it comes in many different options. It is from Glassboard Studio. And there is a discount code in the description below. So it will save you quite a bit. There are different sizes. I recommend, before ordering one, looking at your work surface, like your desk, and seeing what will fit, and go with the biggest one you can. I have the biggest size here. It's bigger than I need, but I have in the other 3 spots that you can sit in my desk, I have one size smaller, and I like them. I really like. I'll tell you, the reason I use gray is white. The white glass board is great, but it's a lighter white, or I'm sorry, like a grayer white. It's not like bright white. And it kind of shows shadows more in my videos. They have black, which I've also used for a long time. They have patterns, but gray is like a nice neutral. Like a white cardstock will show up nicely against it, as opposed to if you're working on a white surface, white cardstock doesn't show up as much. And black can just be, some people just don't like black. So the gray is something that I had wanted for a very long time, and I'm very happy that we have. All right, I'm gonna find a bright yellow. I'm gonna go with Citrus Burst. This is a light, bright yellow. So you can see it's got a little zing to it. Yes, the glass work surface, I agree. I think the glass work surface is one of the best investments you can make in your craft room. I should probably talk about it more than I do, but the fact that it's magnetic, like this is super strong. So I'm putting it down, and it actually even holds my grip mat. Like, it's hard to move my grip mat. Hi, Kathy. Kathy works on a glass work surface too. Kathy, do you like that? I think it's great. It's an investment, but it's one that'll last you a long time. You can use like a glass cleaner to clean it, or rubbing alcohol. Oh, that's so cute. But there's a little flower right here. I missed it. There we go. Oh, look at that. I mean, come on. And I just lined it up. You should have gotten a bigger size. Yeah, I would, if you're trying to decide what size to get for your craft space, go bigger, as big as you can on your work surface. It's worth just a little bit more. Yeah, the magnetic aspect is huge. Their magnets are super strong. There's different size ones. There's a booger in there. Okay. Now on here, I thought it would be fun, because we're working on a colored cardstock. I thought it'd be fun if we make some of those little flowers white. Let me get this out. And my other ink stand. By the way, ink stands, one of my favorite work tools. I talk about it in every video. It's one of those tools that you never realize you need until you have it, and then you wonder how you ever lived without it. Brienne is the creator of them, and I supported her before we were friends, just so you know. She has them in different sizes. So this there's the traditional that fits most ink pads. Then she has them for the round and other unique sizes too. I just wanted to mention that if you invest in any of the fresh dye inks, there is a round inkstand, which you've seen here, but whatever. Okay, so here I am using white pigment ink over the stencil. So these flowers will be white. Now let me tell you a little bit about white pigment ink. White or pigment inks are more like a thicker ink, more like a paint, I guess you would say, kind of. So when you put it on cardstock, it sits on top of the cardstock more. So it's a little more opaque. So pigment inks are nice on top of colored cardstock because it blocks out the color a bit more below it. I thought this would be nice on here because it'll look kind of like baby's breath. These little ones will, at least. I usually, with pigment ink, I usually use a mini ink blending tool from Tim Holtz, but I also have a blending brush for it. I will say I do prefer a foam sponge with my pigment inks over a brush, but you could use either. You really could use either. Just this white one here, this white brush, I have designated for white pigment ink, and I won't use anything else with it. This stencil is something cake. It is, Wonderful Wishes from Honeybee. And Honeybee has 20% off site-wide. Remember, if you're shopping at Honeybee, she carries a lot of other brands. That Empress die cut machine that I love, she has. So you can get 20% off that. You can get 20% off like this grip mat from Waffle Flower. She carries that too. So if you can think of any essentials that you might need, she may have them. So just check. Ink stands do come for ink cubes. Yep. Okay, so I did like a light white. I didn't put a heavy application over that. Do you see it? Now I think I want a little more than that. So I'm gonna put it back down. Sorry, Charlie. Put it down and put a little more on top. So this is why, hang on just a second. I gotta find it. This is why I like the sponges, because the sponges will let you get more ink down than the brush will. So I did a little bit with the brush. I'm gonna go back and do more with the sponge to show you. So with a little inking tool, this is Tim Holtz, I can dab the white on, and you can't really dab with a brush. So if you dab it, you're gonna get more ink left behind than if you wax on, wax off. Okay, so I'm dabbing white, so that white will be a little more intense. Hopefully in a moment here, if I remember, I will add to this another thing that you can do to make a bright color on a dark cardstock, or on a colored cardstock. There we go, now we can see it better. Isn't that fun? So I like having those white flowers. Now, because I went out of order, let me clean this first. If I don't clean this now, it'll be days, because I'm not working tomorrow. All right. So you might have noticed that since I went out of order, I went over the flower center. I had already inked it in blue, but I went over it with the white ink because I went out of order. So I'm going to go back to that stencil and add it on top. But first I need to heat set this white. So this will be loud for a moment. All right, Mike, are there any questions I can answer while I do this? If you were just starting out with Altenew ink colors, what colors would you start with? Man, that's tough. Grab a piece of paper and a pen and I'll tell you. I'll tell you like one color family, or like one color for like pink, red, orange, whatever. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, let me go through those. For a pink, I recommend Puffy Heart. That's like I'm giving like middle of the road colors, not too light, not too dark. So for pink, I would do pink Puffy Heart. For a coral, I would do Coral Red. For red, I would do Heartbeat. For an orange, I would do probably Amber Glaze. For like an orangish yellow, I would do Chamomile. For a true yellow, or like a more regular yellow, I would either do Maple Yellow or Warm Sunshine. For a lime green, I would do Lime. And I know I'm going fast, but you can always rewind. For more like olivey green, I would do matcha tea. For like a more true green, try grass field. But keep in mind, Altenew has a lot of great greens. For like a pool color, I would do Volcano Lake. For a true blue, Eastern Sky. For purple, I would do Hydrangea. And I think that's pretty much the rainbow. So there you go. And now keep in mind, I named one color from a set of 4. You can buy the individual color, but if you want that color, lighter or darker, just look in that, what other inks are in that set. Does that make sense? I feel like that's the best way to find the colors. But here's the thing, you know, like some people like, so for example, some people like to do florals with bright colors, like a bright green, which would be a lime. But then some people like more of a more elegant toned down colors family, like with olive colors, in which case like moss would be better. So just look at like what type of colors are drawn to you. Like if you like bright or the toned down, they have so many color options, you'll be able to find something. All right, so the center of these flowers, these white flowers I just did, I think those should be gold. Normally I do silver, but I'm gonna do gold because I wanna make things complicated. All right, it's 4:13. What the heck? Do you find the honeybee stencils harder to use than the others due to the thicker plastic they use? No? Are they thicker? I don't know if they are. I've never noticed. I've never had any trouble. That's all I've never noticed. Where's my gold? Oh no, where's the gold? Here it is. Gold. Okay, so this is, I know, actually that's not the one I want to use. I want to do like a yellowy. I know that, let's do Fool's Gold. Yeah, let's do Fool's Gold. I know Honeybee carries some of the Lisa Horton inks. So if you've been wanting to try any of her metallic inks, now is a good time. You can check those out. Just search on Lisa Horton and you might be able to find something you want from the Lisa Horton collection. So this is Fool's Gold. This is gonna be like an orangey, or no, like a more of a bronzy gold color, but it'll have lots of shine to it. And I'm going to use them at the center of some of these little flowers. So because this is a metallic ink, almost all metallic inks are pigment. So it will show up on the color behind it. So I'm using this Fool's Gold. I'm trying to only use it at the center of the white flowers over the stencil. It's pretty easy to do. But I'll show you something else that you can do. Another thing I'll just go ahead and tell you, another thing I could have done here for these flower centers is just traced in these openings with the gold gel pen. That would work too. But I'm gonna do, here we go, a little bit of metallic there. There, so now I have metallic shine at the center of the flowers. It's subtle because it's tiny areas, but I think that looks nice on the white. Isn't that pretty on that white? And I think I'll do the same thing over this because I can. So I'd done orange over it before. I'll just do this Fool's Gold. So again, oops, I got in the wrong spot there. I'll have to cover that up with the sentiment. If you're interested in trying any of the Lisa Horton inks, I know that Honeybee carries some of them. I really like these Lisa Horton inks. Their colors are, the shine is amazing. So what's nice about this is a pigment ink. So even though I had made the flower centers on this flower red, I'm going on top of it with this kind of goldish ink and it'll cover up the red below it because this is a opaque ink that you can't really see through. There we go. Look at that. Can you see any of that shine at the flower centers? I don't know if you can see in the video, but it's there. Okay. If you don't have metallic ink pad, you could instead do like a gel pen. Honeybee also has a beautiful metallic gold and metallic silver ink pad. So those are other options. So there we have our two. And you can see as this dry, look at the shine that it leaves. Okay. Yeah, Lisa Horton inks are incredible. I use them in almost every live. Jennifer's overthinking. Give her a minute. Jennifer is overthinking. Okay, these big flowers here have green centers. I want them to be that gold too. Sorry. Mike, is there a question that I can answer while I overthink? How do you use range? Oh, it missed. It went past me too fast. Oh, there we go. I like that gold in the center of the flower. See that? How do you use the Ranger ink that is like oxides and rusts? Do you mean oxide ink? If you're talking about Distress Oxide ink, Distress Oxide ink is a very unique ink. It has pigment ink properties, and dye ink properties. Very unique. And so many cool things you can do with them. It's kind of its own beast, and I can't really demo it right now, but I have a video that is kind of like an intro into oxide inks. So if you search on oxide, just search on the word oxide in my YouTube description, it'll pop up. Or my YouTube channel, it'll pop up. Or over on my blog. I've used oxide inks many times. Okay, now this is the candles and the base of the cake. So I have to think. Drats. Who likes to think? I don't like to think, especially on such little sleep. All right. So first, the candles for this guy. I think I'm going to do... There we go. Brianne just put up the oxide ink video. So that should be helpful. All right, so I'm going to do Heartbeat. So I'm going to have like coral candles on this. So we did Heartbeat on these. Yeah. And then on the other, so it's hard to see, but there's one layer of the candles here, the other layer here. So I'll move it in a second. Well, I'll move it right now. No, yeah, I'll move it right now. I'll just line that up. Well, actually, let me go back. See, this is what happens when I'm winging it. Please forgive me. I just haven't been home to be able to do this. So that did the one layer of the candles. I'm going to show it in a moment. And then for the flames on the candles, I will use Autumn Blaze. And then I can shift this down to the other layer. Oh, that's so cool. So this will give the rest of the candles. Hang on, I gotta get my head over it. Give me a minute. Okay. So this I will do lighter colors. I'm gonna show you in just a minute. My thinker is sleeping. It is, I'm telling you, I'm one tired girl. And I almost thought about not doing this today, but it's such a good, you all know how important a creative escape is, especially when things are a little stressful. So that's why I'm here. I just thought it'd be a good idea to do. So I did chamomile on the flames, along with Autumn Blaze. And then for the candle, I used Heartbeat and Pink Pearl. So there you can see, those cute. For the wicks, I'll go back and add something later. Okay, now for the cake base. We gotta go with metallic. Why not? So I will first I'm gonna do 2 shades of metallic. Where's my gold? So here we have solid gold. Solid gold comes in a set of 3. So solid gold metallic ink from Lisa Horton comes in a set in 3. I know they had it at Honeybee. I don't know if they still do. It has silver, gold, and I think bronze. Let me show you. This is the gold that's in it. It's a lighter gold than the one I used before. So I'm going to do the lighter first, which is the solid gold. That's the set of 3. There's a set of 3 metallic ink pads from Lisa Horton. Maybe Mike can add that to the description. It has gold, silver, and like a bronze. I'm using the gold here. Okay, so that's for the base layer. Then I shift it to do the added details. Oh, this is gonna be cool. The added details on it, which you could change to like silver, but I'm gonna do the darker gold, which is the Fool's Gold, which I used before. So that will give like a darker details on top of the lighter. Hey Mike, is Lila with Gran? Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's so cool. See, the cake base is a metallic. Isn't that great? So it's like a lighter, it's the solid gold metallic with the Fool's Gold on top. So now we need to do the cake base. So that will be for this one. Now we need to do it for the waterfall. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do here. Let me think. Probably do, I could do a gold, but I think I'm gonna do silver base for this. So I clean my stencil. Let's go back to this. Lay this down. I will do blue candles for the candles. Eastern Sky first. For these candles, the first layer of the candles. And then for the flames, I'm gonna do the gold. Because if I did yellow for the flames right here, you would get a green flame. Like if I did a yellow dye ink on this pool color cardstock, you would end up with the green flame. But because these metallics are pigment, it will stay true gold on top of the pool color cardstock. So I did the regular solid gold first. Then I'll move the stencil up. These you could do at the same time, but I'm not doing them at the same time. Hang on. Count my grays. Okay, so this is the next layer of the candles. I will do darker on this, so I'll do ultramarine. Is Simon here? Hi, Simon. I did a live with Simon a few weeks ago. Man, he came up with one of the coolest cards ever, a leaf card. Did you guys see that? It was so well done. Okay, so that is the second layer of the blue. Now for the candles, I did solid gold for the first layer of the flames, and then for the layer on top, I'll do the Fool's Gold. Let me show you that. So can you see the, oh, hold on. See it? See the shine on that? I have way more grays than you. Hey, I'll get my grays. I'm slowly earning them. I'm gonna go back to this. And over the yellow flames I created, I'm just gonna put a little bit of that gold so it has some shine to it. There we go. So now those have shine too. Okay. Then we need the cake stand for our waterfall card. I don't know. I could do gold. I could do white. Gold or silver. I think I'm, you know, since I have gold out, I might as well do gold. What the heck? All right. Mike, are there questions? Oh, Brian just put a link to my live with Simon. He was so good in it. So good. I learned so much from him. Any questions, Mike? So I'm doing, for the base of this cake stand, I'm also doing gold. Solid gold first, and then for the details on it, I will do that Fool's Gold, I think it was called. Yeah, which is darker. Normally, again, I would do a silver, silver with over a blue ink. I just made a mess of that. Let me do a new one. Normally I would do a silver cake stand on a blue card. Usually I do silvers with the cool colors and golds with the warm colors, but I don't know, kind of liking the gold today.
How do you clean your ink stand?
How do I clean my ink stand? I don't clean my ink stand. I just leave it as is. It's loved. I don't have any reason to clean it.
What about what was the scrub thing you used on your sticky mat?
Oh, the cleaner on the sticky mat, I'll show you in a moment. All right, so the second layer for the gold stand. So I'm doing the gold stand the same on the white cardstock and on the waterfall cardstock. So you'll be able to see a comparison. All right. let me just get that darker. So this is the darker fool's gold that will add the details onto that gold cake stand. There we go. I'm gonna die cut these out so it doesn't matter if there's ink around it. This is my mess up. Okay. All right, I gotta finish this. Cleaning this. So I have some ink on here. Do know that, I just gotta shovel this out of the way. Inky items just show us how much. This is the waffle flower grip mat, which they do sell at Honeybee. If you want to clean your grip mat, like the waffle flower grip mat, that's what this is, or the sticky mat from Altenew, I like to use Ultra Clean or any kind of stamp cleaner from any of the stamp companies. Honeybee probably has one too. I do a couple sprays, and then this is the Hero Arts scrubber block. It's a soft scrubber, but I just use that to really just kind of scrub it down. Some inks will stain your grip mat. Nothing wrong with that. It's like some stamp, you know, have you ever noticed that some inks stain your stamps? Doesn't mean anything bad. It just means you love your stamps and have used them. So I like to use a stamp cleaner to clean this, but I don't clean it with a stamp cleaner every time. Usually I'll just take like spray a little water on a dry cloth and wipe it with that. And then whenever it really needs a good cleaning, I'll use the stamp cleaner, because these grip mats are made from stamp material, so you should use a stamp cleaner on them. All right, so I have two here. Question, what brand are the magnets and where do you get them? So the magnets that I'm using, these are really strong. I have a few different versions here. You can see them. It's like the square one, there's a circle one, and then there's this like bar one. So these are from Glassboard Studio, who makes the glass work surface. And so there's a discount code below for all that. Now I need to heat set this a little bit because of the metallic ink that I use. Oh yeah, Brutus Monroe has a lot of different stamp cleaners and grip mat cleaners that have wonderful smell to them, like peach smells and stuff. So if you want something that smells good, Brutus Monroe has them. But really, any of our favorite stamp companies, their stamp cleaners would work on a grip mat. They're all pretty much the same formulation. Yeah, the waffle flower grip mat is nice. The size that I linked to below is the size that fits inside of the Misty. Okay, the stamp set the stencil set I'm using here is Wonderful Wishes. And here, let me show you. This fits in the Misty. So there's a Misty, and see how it fits right in there. And it's the right thickness instead of that matte that comes with the Misty. So the set I'm using though is Wonderful Wishes from Honeybee. It came out a long time ago. Long time ago. But it's 20% off, so I thought that seems like a good idea to use it. All right. Where's my tape? That would be much better. I'll have to try. Yeah, Brutus Monroe has a lot of great smelling cleaners and such. Really good ones. Okay, so this is the coordinating die set for it. So I'm going to die cut all these pieces. How do I store my grip mat? The one I just used, I store inside of my Misty. Some people put theirs in like one of those vinyl bags, mesh bags, like Simon Says Stamp sells. I don't put them away really because I use them so much. So I usually use the waffle flower grip mat in my Misty, so I leave it there. As far as the Altenew grip mat, which is bigger, I'll show it to you in a second. I have two very fancy ways to store them. One is, oh, it's not even in here. Where'd I put it? Oh, it's over here. Where I normally store it is I have a chair that sits back here, a tall chair. I hang it over the back of the chair a lot because I use it so much. Or I lay it on top of all my blending brushes in my drawer next to me. Some people, again, put it into like a mesh bag. You can also like suction it, like it'll hold on to the side of a cabinet door. But I use mine so much, I need it handy. And really, the waffle flower grip mat and the Altenew sticky mat really serve kind of the same purpose. They're different sizes. The back's a little different, but really they can be used in the same way. Yeah, everybody keep an eye on where Jennifer's throwing her die cuts today, because yesterday, if you were here, you saw one of my butterflies flew away because I'm so out of it. Again, I greatly appreciate your grace as I do this with half a brain today. Last night was particularly, I fell asleep at like 4. Last time I looked at my phone, it was 4:23. I fell asleep, and then I wake up to my mom. She came to the hospital. I've been sending her home so she can get rest. I woke up to her standing over me at 5:45 saying, "You were supposed to help me bring the donuts in." And I'm like, what? Like, she carried 5 boxes of donuts in on her own. I didn't know I was supposed to help her. So that was my sleep. That's okay. I promise I'm trying to take care of myself. And Heather, is Heather here? Is Heather here? I think I saw Heather. Did I see Heather? Heather, are you here? Heather brought dinner for us 2 nights ago. It was delicious. It was divine. It was so nice. And she gave a blanket and a puzzle book to my parents and some snacks, and everybody's loved it. Hey, you know, here's the thing. Let me tell you. You may say you have half a brain when it comes to crafting. This is my job, you know? So I normally have to have a full brain to do it. If it were my hobby, like when I plant flowers, I don't have full brain action going on then because, here we go. It's a hobby, right? So don't feel like you have to be creative every time you craft. I try to be, because it's my job and I'm trying to teach you guys things. I don't want to just come on here and make a card that doesn't show anything or teach anything, which is really kind of what I'm doing today. I'm not really doing anything super creative. So normally I like to show ways to stretch your supplies. I mean, here I'm showing you how you can layer different colors and use colored cardstock, but it's really nothing fancy. The other thing is when I don't do something super fancy, it actually makes it easier for me to answer questions, but I'm not really good at doing that today. Yeah, Heather was great. She had Reese peanut butter eggs, which are my favorite in there. She had Smart Pop. She got strawberries, washed them all, and put them in a container with a note that says, "These have already been washed." It's brilliant. Brilliant. She's very helpful. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what we got here. Let me decide where I go from here. The electric die cut machine I'm using right now is the electric die cut machine that I recommend, which is the Empress from Anna Griffin. I love it. I think it is a great machine. It is actually, they sell it at Honeybee. So I have it linked below to Honeybee. So you could get it for 20% off right now because Honeybee has a 20% off sale, off site-wide, so that would be included. If you're looking for a good manual machine, there are 2 that I like, the Spellbinders Platinum and the Gina K Intricut. And I noticed that the big size of Spellbinder Platinum is on sale over half off, and I have a link to their Spellbinders, that's over at Spellbinders. The Spellbinders sale category in the description below. Yes, peanut butter eggs are protein, I agree. And they're probably cheaper than regular eggs. Can you scroll it? Okay, I don't love this blue on the white because I have a blue trim on my stand. I could have made if I would have done my stand in white, I'd like it better, but I didn't, and I don't want to redo it. So I'm going to find that. I think I'm going to make my card base over here the pool, and it'll be popped up. We'll pop it up so it stands out. But let's see what size we want to do. Now you could do like an easel card would be fun here. Should I do, you guys can help me vote. Help me vote here. Should I do an easel card or a simple pop-up card? Mike is going to do a vote opportunity here. A simple pop-up or easel? If I had time, I would do both, but I don't think I have time. Ish. If I kept it simple, I could. But I just go ahead and do a vote. I could also do a shaker card front. Did you already put it up?
No.
Make the third option a full card front shaker. And I'll do one. The other one I can finish off screen, I think. Okay, so at the top of the YouTube description, Mike is going to put a poll. It's going to be up in just a moment. So you can vote for which one. Let me show you. In the die set for Wonderful Wishes, you can take the dies and cut out the flowers and pop them up. Okay, so I could take this die, cut out this flower here, and then put it back in place with the foam dot so it'll have pop. I might end up doing that off screen so that it doesn't take up time in the video, as unfortunately I need to go get dinner and then get to the hospital, so I can't do a whole lot. So easel, what is it? Easel, what are the choices? Easel is 40%.
Shaker or pop-up.
Okay, we're gonna start with easel, I guess. Let me find. Mike, can you add to the supply list the Sandy's Garden Honeybee Embossing folder? I'm gonna do, let's do the white. I'm thinking, hold on. Let's do the white. Oh, Christy, thank you. I'm gonna do this embossing folder. Now, I don't remember what sandwich to use for my Honeybee 3D embossing folder, so I'm gonna have to play around with it. Okay, this is the Sandy's Garden embossing folder. I do think like a geometric pattern might look better on this background because I have a floral, but I like this embossing folder a lot. I think it's pretty. So I grabbed that one, so I'm just gonna use it. Now I have an A2 note card, it's top folding. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna spray both sides of one flap. And I'm just doing a little bit of water on both sides. That just allows me to get a deeper impression when we do this. So I'm gonna put that flap right into the embossing folder. One of the things that's great about the embossing folders from Spellbinders, or from Honeybee, also Spellbinders, is they're bigger. So you can get a 5x7 panel in here. I know a lot of you are 5x7 people. You like that 5x7 size. All right, so let me play around with this. I'm thinking the sandwich that I need with my Empress is an A plate, the embossing folder, and a metal shim. Let's see. I could be wrong. Yes, I'm very wrong. All right, let's see. Maybe it is this. I think that's too thick. I might have to, nope, that's it. So with the Empress and the Honeybee embossing folders, I found I use a clear plate, the embossing folder, and then the black magnetic plate. Oh, look at that. Holy moly. Hold on. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful, but it's upside down for me. Could have done it sideways. What could I have done? No, I think it's fine. Oh, no, it's fine. It can go either way. Okay, so there we have the front of the card done with that embossing folder. Now notice here that the back is a little bit longer now because when we did the embossing folder on the front panel, it makes it smaller because it stretches it tighter together. Why are there Jennifer McGuire Inc. random blank comments on that? I don't get that. Okay. So there is our note card.
I wonder if that's the results of the poll.
Oh, okay. I think that'll be pretty on the background. I love the texture on texture. Yeah, Honeybee has great embossing folders. You can go search on all their embossing folders. So many good ones. Okay, now for an easel card, I could have done this scoring before, but I didn't. I am going to do a score line halfway here. So that will be at 2 3/4 inches. So right along this the front of that note card where we did the embossing folder, I did a score line at 2 3/4 inches, and I'm going to fold there. So there we go. Okay, so that's what it looks like from the side. This is how you do an easel card. This is a simple one. Okay, so I'm going to add my cake onto it. Now I got to make sure I have enough room for the candles, but I need to die cut some additional shapes because I like to pop things up. I don't like things just being flat. I like the layers. I'm going to take some cardstock here, cut some extra pieces. So I'm cutting an extra easel or stand, cutting some extra candles, and I'm cutting, it's a puzzle. So I have them all lined up there. So I'm getting extra layers each. Is there a link to that embossing folder? If you go to the top of my YouTube description, there is a link that has the word live in it. Click that link and go to, it opens to a new page, and scroll down. It'll be in the thumbnail pictures, the little pictures at the bottom of that post. If you have that page already open, you might have to refresh it because Mike just added it to the list. So when you're watching my live, the best thing to do is open up the link that has the word live in it. It's at the top of my YouTube description, and have that in another tab, and just hit refresh every once in a while. So anything I end up adding to what I use will get added, and you just refresh it and it'll show. Are the layers done with heavyweight too? Everything I'm using today is a heavyweight cardstock. So the white that I'm using here is Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. That's my favorite white cardstock because I can use it for everything. I mean, there are a lot of great cardstocks out there, but the reason I like the Neenah Classic Crest is because it is good. It's like a great middle ground. It's very heavyweight. You can stamp on it, you can blend on it, you can do all the things with it. I do have some other specialty white cardstocks, but in general, this is what I use, the 110 pound. It is a bit pricier cardstock, but for me, I think it's worth it. I really do. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. All right. So I die cut extra of the cake pieces so I can have some dimension to it. And this is another thing I can do. I can take my candles. I don't think I'm going to put dimension behind the candles. How many candles do we have? 6. I will put the base of the candles at the top edge of this. So just watch me. I'll put one here. Come on, don't be a pill. Put one there, kind of towards the edge there, and then same on the other side. How long is the honeybee sale? I think it's through the 19th. Please, I really do encourage you to look. They have, I mean, the products I'm using today, of course, are on sale there. It's the 19th, right?
I think it's actually, yes, to the 19th.
Okay. But they also carry, I'm going to do 5 candles instead of 6. I'm going to move these in a little bit. Honeybee carries a lot of other products. So the die cut machine, Leslie just asked what die cut machine I was using. I was using the Anna Griffin Empress, and Honeybee actually carries it, so you get 20% off. It's hard to get a deal like that on that machine. That's my favorite electric machine. So I first did my 2 outer candles because I want to get these spaced. Then I'm using my grid mat. So I have that line right down the center there. And that's where I'll put my 3rd candle. Oh, this will be cute. There. And then the final 2 candles I just put between. This is so much better than trying to get them just perfectly spaced on your own by starting on one end. If that makes any sense? I could have made more candles, so you could kind of personalize this if you wanted to. But I'm just going with that. Look at that. See how those are there? So they're glued right along the edge. Now I'll take this and glue this right over it, and it sandwiches those candles in between, so they're not going to fall off. Yeah, there's Lisa Horton-Inks over at Honeybee. And the people at Honeybee, good people. Lisa, who is here, she works for Honeybee. She was one of the first people that reached out to me and asked how she could help me when this all happened with my dad. She's just a good human, good person. Okay, so I'm trying to think of how I want to add the cake stand. I think I'll have it on the front. So let's double up the cake base. I'm going slow today. Oh, Christine, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I will say next week I will hopefully get back to doing more videos, in which case if I do a live, I'll do some pre-planning. This week was very different that I didn't do pre-planning because I didn't have the time, and I really just wanted to do a live for, I don't know, escape for both you and I think. I don't know. But usually I do some sort of planning, a bit more planning than I am here. That's okay. Sometimes I think this is fun. I try to do, was it 4 types of lives? One is where I pre-plan a ton of stuff. One is where I explore like a product, where I just show lots of examples of backgrounds and stuff without making cards. Just teach, basically. It's just giving a lot of information. Then there are the ones like this, where it's like help me create, where I ask you to help me choose what I'm going to do. So I do different types, and I try to say in the title before the live so you can decide if you like some more than others. Okay, I don't even have a sentiment yet. Okay. I think it's going to look neat right along the bottom here. So I'll start by adding, so I don't know if you saw, I didn't do it very well. Hang on. These extra layers of the cake stand, I'm cutting a bit off the top here so that it'll have like this little ledge. So this top layer that's stamped of the, or stenciled of the cake stand will slide right along the bottom edge of the cake. Let me just show you. So see how it's cut a little short? Hold on. Come on. See how it's cut short on the back? So now I can put glue on this. And I'm going to put this right on the center bottom edge. I think that'll work. Like that. And I'll put my heavy magnet on there to hold it in place. Now the candle, or the cake, I only want to glue below that score line, okay? So just like on the bottom here of the cake. And I'm going to kind of slide that under that ledge of the cake stand. There we go. Yeah. Now, I'm going to put something heavy on that while that dries. We're going to have an easel here in a moment. Let me tell you some things you could do differently to this card to umph it up. Okay? But I just don't have time right now. Remember that the cake die set has these dies that you can use to cut the flowers out. So like right here, this flower I could cut out and then glue it back in the opening with foam tape behind it so that these flowers would be popped up, which would give lovely dimension onto your cake. Another thing that you could do is add like some gel paste or glitter paste to like the centers of the flowers or something. You could add more shine, like diamond glaze or glossy accents to the flames so they have a little bit of shine to them. But I'm just going to go with that metallic ink. I have metallic ink in the stand and on some of the flowers. Okay, so that's an easel card, but you want something to prop it up against, so we'll do that next. I noticed I got some ink here where I don't want it, so I just sand it off. There we go. This is a sanding block, one of my most used tools. So if I were to do the same on this, I'm not going to get to finish this right now. I'll finish it later. Hopefully get to share it soon. I would do the exact same thing, but I would use the waterfall cardstock instead of white for the base. Another thing I could do is make a full front shaker card and have this be on the front. If you like full front shaker cards, these are great. The person who kind of came up with the full front shaker card, her name is Diaz, and Ilda Diaz, she helped Honeybee design these. And all you do is, say you have a card panel, you could stamp, stencil, whatever on it. You put this on top, then you remove the release paper and fold the edges back, and then fill the top in with some sequins or whatever, die cuts, close it, and that gives you a full front shaker card that's flat. Okay, and this is a pack of A2, there's 10 of them in here, so these would be on sale. They also have A7. So if you're looking to make a full front shaker card really easy, this takes the measurement out of it, because all you do is you hold it on the front of your card, flip it over, remove that tape, and fold all the sides in. Okay, so I'm not going to get to do that today, but those are on sale. Now I need a sentiment, and I'm going to show you the sentiments that I love the most from Honeybee. These are the mini messages. These have been out for a very long time. This is the mini messages stamp set. And then you can see I like the die set so much that they sent me one die set and I bought 2 more. These are some of my most used sentiment strip dies. And I use them with these sentiments, but also other brands, because it's just a nice, tight, narrow sentiment strip die. And notice there's different lengths. Then some of them have like a flag end, and some of them have like a slightly rounded edge. So lots of options in one. Now these are designed to go with this mini messages set from Honeybee, but I use these like with my Altenew sentiments too. You don't have to stick to, you know, what it was designed to go with. These kind of things work. These sentiment strips will work with a lot of things. And I like that they're thinner. A lot of message banners, sentiment strip dies are like wider, like taller, and it leaves a lot of space around the edge of the sentiment. I like these that they're nice and tight. So I'm going to use these, and I'm going to do 3 sentiments right across the front of the cake. So this has pretty much every sentiment you could imagine. I'm going to do, oh, this is for my dad, isn't it? Well, I don't know that I'm going to give it to him. But don't tell him. Congratulations. Maybe I will give it to him. We'll do congratulations. You're the best. I mean, there's lots of birthday ones on here. So if you made this a birthday card, you could do, here's to, happy birthday, here's to many years, wishing you a beautiful day, make a wish. A lot of different ones. Hello, beautiful. So what did I do again? Congratulations. You're the best. And you're amazing. That could be good. I could have also done praying for you. That would still work on it. I'm going to do, oh, happy day. That's what I'll do. So I can still give this to him. We should have cake. When he can eat cake, we'll get him cake. Hi, TJ. So this is the mini messages stamp set, and then the dies. As you can see, I like them a lot. This is, I keep right in the front of my cabinet because I use them so much. Okay, so let's do these stamps. And then, oh, you know what? I need a sentiment. I want to do a sentiment on the inside. Let's see, hang on. Get well soon's on here, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to do you're amazing. You are amazing on the inside. I love you. Yeah. I love you. Even though he told everybody the other day his favorite child was Mike. Turd. All right. Ooh. Let's do some stamping. Any questions? Hold on, by the way, another great sentiment set that would have worked here. Oh, where are they all? Over there. Another one that would have worked, like if you want bigger sentiments. Where'd it go? Could have done the hugs, but here's a friend one. It wouldn't work for my dad, but these have a nice size to it that would look nice along the center of the cake. Honeybee has a lot of sentiments that are, you know, a nice mix of fonts that will work on a variety of style of cards. Anyone can be cool, awesome, takes practice. You've got a friend in me, blessed to have a friend like you, but I'm going to stick with these sentiment strips. So there's a lot of, if you're looking for saving some money on some some sentiments. They have a lot of great sentiment sets. When you make an easel card, do you always score in the same spot, or is it based on the size of the image? I usually score halfway down the front of the card. It's just a good basic, but you could change it up. I could have done like a mini easel where the bottom of the easel lines up with the bottom of the cake stand, but I usually do halfway. I think it just folds up nicely. I just think it's a good size to work with. But again, you can do whatever you want. Okay, Polly said she doesn't understand the difference between layering weight cardstocks and what to use. Here's the thing. Layering weight cardstock is just a lighter weight cardstock that people recommend for layering, like when you're gluing pieces of cardstock on the front of your card base. They don't really recommend it for the card base itself. But honestly, I just do heavyweight for everything, and that just makes it easier. I don't want to have to remember what cardstock is for what. So I just use heavyweight for everything, pretty much. Now, I could go in and find the right size that fits each of these. I'm going to trim the edges so they're nice and tight, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make this easy on myself and just line these up, and I'll cut the ends off. The nice thing about these sentiment strips and these sentiments is the sentiments line up right inside, like the inside opening of the die, lines up with the top and the bottom of the letters, so you know you're getting it centered. You can see through and line it up. But I just got a better press and wondering the best way to store it. I just have mine on a shelf without anything on top of it. I don't want anything on top of it because I don't want that pressure on the magnets all the time. So I just lay it on a shelf on top of other things. Another thing, you could probably lay it on its side, but I kind of like the idea of just having it rest on top of things. Are only the ink sets on sale or applied? The Altenew sale on Fresh Dye Ink should work on all. I think did we discover that already, Mike?
I didn't look.
I think it's 15% off all. Pink Fresh also has, over on my sales page, if you look, they also have exclusive 20% off their inks. I used those in my live earlier this week. Okay. Oh, Kimberly stores her Better Press in the box. That's a good idea. So here we have, congratulations, you are the best, I love you. Again, I didn't use the size dies I want because I'm going to trim the edges, but I did want to show you here, look at this. That die did rounded corners on it. I'm going to cut them off, but isn't that nice? Okay. So this is how I cut the edges off. I want it to be tight. I think the I love you will probably go on the inside, is my guess. Hey, Mike.
Yes.
I'm making a card for Dad. I'm going to be the favorite child. There are some inks not on sale over at Altenew.
It looks like some of the...
Maybe the newer ones?
Like bundles.
Oh.
Are on sale because they're already discounted.
Okay, so it's maybe individuals.
Yeah, I didn't look too deep, but that seemed to be what it was.
They should be prices marked over there. 15% off.
Page,
yeah. Okay, so there's those. Now I want some added oomph behind these. So I'm going to cut some thin strips. Yes, I make sounds when I do this. Get my... Oh, can you add the Pear Blossom Press to the supply list, the T-ruler? Now on the back of each of these, I'm going to put extra just cardstock scraps, just 2 layers. This will give it dimension. You could use foam tape, but... Are you laughing at my sounds? Oh, okay, so the newest colors of ink are not on sale. That makes sense. Most of the colors are on sale then, by far. Erica, I'm sorry, honey. I love you, Erica. Oh, the oval crisp dye inks are on sale too? Those were good inks too. One of the reasons I like the fresh dye inks, I was talking about it before. There are a few reasons. The colors. They have so many colors. The other is the round ink pad. The lid will just screw on. So if you drop it, it stays on. And the formulation, it is a slightly thicker ink than most dye ink pads. So I find you get really good coverage with it. I don't know. Yes, we should all make sound effects. Does anybody not make sound effects when they craft? I know I do. All right, so I will finish this card. The other one I'm not going to get to finish. Think of which video had a pop-up that would work for the cake. I can maybe show it really quickly. All right, here we go. So there are my 3 sentiments. Now, I want to do congratulations right in the center. So I will just line it up with that crease line. So I'm going to put liquid adhesive on the back. And I'm just going to eyeball it, centering it. But then I've got my T ruler from Pear Blossom Press. If you have not seen me use this in a video, wrong side, I highly recommend going back and watching. Which live did I show it on, Mike? Concord and 9th Live. Can you put my last Concord and 9th Live up there?
Yeah.
It is very unique from others because it has these dots that help you get it centered. Okay, I can't go through all of that right now, but it helps you to make things are centered and straight. So I can use that. And it also has a way of doing layered, getting layers just right on the front of your cards, and that is unique from any other T ruler. I highly recommend this T ruler. They also, if you want to see how to use this T ruler, it's amazing. If you want to see how to use it, if you go to the link, Mike will put it in the chat, on the Pear Blossom Press website is a really short, quick video showing you why this T ruler is impressive. But here I'm just making sure everything is somewhat straight. By using liquid adhesive, I can just wiggle it till I'm happy. There we go. That's nice. Now I'm going to tell you what I think might have looked better here. I think maybe black. I'm not going to change it. Black strips with white letters, white heat embossed letters would show up more. But it's up to you what look you want to. You could also gold heat emboss those sentiments. But for the inside, I'll tell you what I'm going to do because I can't finish it all. So this I'm going to put on black, just so it's, no, I don't want black. I want gold. Oh, please. Here's some gold. No, that's got adhesive on the back. Okay. I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this. Can I tell you the best thing about the hospital that I'm staying at? My coach is gone, isn't he? Okay. I have been eating, they have Rice Krispie squares that are divine. And I've had one every day. Now he would tell me I could have one, but seeing as how I'm not really moving much, I probably shouldn't. But I'm gonna have one of those after this live before dinner. Are you getting dinner tonight, Mike?
Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea. Okay. What is she making?
I don't know.
Nice. Betsy's here too, and Betsy offered to make a meal also. All these nice people. Okay, so I matted that with gold. That just says I love you, but remember I did put dimension behind, I use liquid adhesive, so it's gonna take some time to dry. I did have some dimension behind that I love you. Yeah, Jesse would say go for it, but I always, you know. Okay, now I'm gonna put this, I want this to be centered from top to bottom, so I'm using my T ruler. The 0 mark here, again, I can't go over this whole T ruler right now, but I promise you in my past 2 lives I've used it a lot, or you can go to their website to see it. But this is measured for 5.5. So the 0 mark is the center. So when I put a pencil line there, I know that's dead center on my card. I'm gonna put adhesive on the back of this, lay it on top. Then I will use my T ruler this way to make sure it's straight. And then also, you see those 2 pink dots there? Those, if I center between those 2 pink dots, I know it's centered this way too. Now, those pink dots are basically the 3rd mark, so this is a 1/3 of it, This is a third of it, this is a third of it. But it helps me to center in that direction too. Do. I let it glue down. Dang it. Hold, please. What did somebody say? Shout out to Honeybee for their excellent customer service. Good. Yeah, Honeybee, they're good people. Very good people. I mean, the best of the best. But I say that about a lot of the companies I work with. I'll be honest, but I only work with companies that are easy to work with. There we go. Okay, so now that will be glued there, and it has a little dimension to it. If I were making this card again and I had more time, what I would have done is do 2 of these cakes. 2 cakes exactly the same. And on one of the cakes, stencil of the flowers the same, on one of those, instead of cutting out the cake shape, I would just cut out the flowers and I would tuck a few little flowers around the sentiment in here. Does that make sense? I would take some stenciled flowers, die cut them, and just tuck them around here so that the inside and outside match. Don't have time for that right now. Or you could put a line of candles in here, whatever you want. Now what happens is that's how the card stands up. That little sentiment there is where you prop your easel up. So if you look from the side, this is how it stands on display. So you could, here, you could do you could write your personal message here, or you could do some stamping, or maybe stencil some more flowers here, or do a line of candles, whatever you want, and then put your personal message up here. It's totally your choice. But easel cards look really cool on display. So now it looks like the candles or the cake is standing up, and it just props up against that I love you. So you could put flowers in here. It doesn't have to be another sentiment, but I often just put a simple sentiment on the inside, and that actually kind of looks like an extension of that cake stand, and I would write my personal message there. But there are different options of what you can do. Now, I've done many easel card videos, many. So if you go to my YouTube channel and search on easel cards, you'll see lots of variation of easel cards. I have easel shaker cards, I have easel 5x7 cards, I have easel slimline, I have easel windows, spinner card, I have everything imaginable. This is a pretty simple one. Okay, now I want to add some details because I can. These are the Altenew acrylic markers. I've used these in videos before. Well, I used the first set. This is volume 2 that just came out. Volume 1 has different colors than volume 2. So if you have the volume 1 and you love them as much as I did, they're now all out of rainbow order. The volume 2 is nice. The colors are different except for both the volume 1 and the volume 2 have black and white included. So this is the white. And the nice thing about these is you don't have to pump them. You can see how they work right away. I love this white because it shows up bright white. Look at this bright orange on the black. So you could always color in stencils. So say you wanted to start with black cardstock and stencil over it with bright colors, trace in with these. I love these. I did a video on that. I don't know if Brianne's still here. She could show, maybe link to it. But it's a nice white gel pen option because then you don't, I know white gel pens are a pain in the butt. So this is a different option. It's an acrylic paint marker. So it's not a gel pen, but it's not finicky like white gel pens. So you can see how bright white it is. But I'm just adding white to the center of some of these, just doing little dotted detail. Totally could skip this, but why not? There we go. Let me just do a little more white. There we go. Oh, that's pretty. So now I have some white details at the center of those flowers. Okay? So these are from Altenew. They're brand new. I haven't used this set yet. I used the first volume 1 set in a video. Look at how bright that is. I've used it in a video before, but I hadn't gotten a chance to use the second volume. Just more colors. And I thought I would show you that. But the white and black are in the first set and the second set because you use the white so much. Brianne just put a link to the live where I show using acrylic markers like this from Altenew. Look at how vivid and solid. Come on, focus, focus. Come on. Moody little thing. It's as sleepy as me. Come on. Is it focusing? There we go. See how vivid and solid? It's still a little wet, but vivid and solid those blues are. Okay, so those are just acrylic markers. I didn't close them, but I added little white dots there. And there we go. There's our little easel card. You could also do gemstones. That's another great option too. All right, so there's my easel card. All right, I've gone over, but I do want to show you one thing. Just real quickly, because I talked about the pop-up. I'm not going to do the whole card. I'm just going to show you how you would make a pop-up, make this cake pop-up. So I'm going to do really quick here. Pretend I glued candles at the top of the cake, okay? Pretend the candles are up there. So pretend these candles are lined up, glued up there. Something on here so it's dry. And pretend this is the front of my note card. I'd probably use an embossing folder on it or stamp it. Now, oh, it's Lila FaceTiming. Here, can you get that? Okay, now let me cut a piece of cardstock here. This one can be pretty big here. This is about 1 inch wide. And this is, let's do 3.5 wide. 1 by 3.5. Gotta find my scoreboard. This is the easiest way to do a pop-up. And this size is pretty flexible, what you start with, as you'll see in a moment. Okay, now from one end, I'll score at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and hold on, let me think. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, I think that's it. 1/2 inch and 1 inch, and then from the other side, 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Sorry, I should have planned this ahead of time. Oh, I can hear Lila's got the dingers going off in the background. Okay, so there we go. So it looks like that. Okay, see that? Now watch. Is that gonna, let me see. Did I do enough? Let me see. Let me just think, I'm not thinking straight here. Put liquid adhesive on the flaps and then just press it down right at the center of your card. Yep, I did it right. Okay, let me hold it there for a second and then watch how, hold on. Everything okay?
Yeah.
Just a second, watch. See how it pops up? You could do even more pop-up. Let me show you even more pop-up, hold on. That one's not gonna pop up enough. So let me redo that. Hold on, sorry. I'm gonna start with, let's do 5.5 inches. So that's 5.5 by 1. So we're gonna do more pop-up this time. It really is up to you how many folds you do. This time I'll do 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1.5 inches. So I did 3 that are 1/2 inch apart on one end. Rotate it, do 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1.5 inches. And then we're gonna accordion fold along those. So it's like that. This will give us even more bounce, more pop-up. Now, if you want it to pop up even more, you can put a little more space between those, like make the intervals here like 3/4 of an inch, but I did 1/2 inch. So now we've got this table. It's like a spring. So this will have more spring to it than the other one I did, because I did more fold lines. I did 3 instead of 2. So let's see, is that wide enough? Yeah, let's do it this way. So I put glue just on the flaps. Let me hold that for a second. Action wobblers are great too. You could do an action wobbler here. Action wobblers are actually little plastic sticker springs that flatten and then pop up. But this is how you make your own. This won't wiggle, it'll just give you dimension. So look at that. See, it flattens and then it pops up. So now I would glue my cake onto that. I put glue on the platform, glue my cake onto there, press down, hold, leave that there for a moment to dry, and that will give you an easy pop-up. So I would have had my candles, I wouldn't have done an embossing folder on the background. You could have moved this and have it right along the bottom, like I did here. I'm just showing you how to do that pop-up very quickly. Now, see, look at that. So it flattens to go into an envelope, but as soon as you take it out, it pops up. So see how it looks like that cake's floating. So you can do that behind any element, and I thought it would be nice behind this cake. So I will finish this off. I might use those shaker windows to make the whole background a shaker, just clear sequins on a white card. So it'd be a shaker window behind it and then have the cake pop up on the front of the shaker window. So I'll try to finish that up one of these days and get that up on my blog. I'm trying to do that. I'm slowly but surely doing that. So there you go. Kind of did some stuff today. So this was Wonderful Wishes from Honeybee. What?
You did great.
I did okay. Wonderful Wishes from Honeybee. I showed some other options that I think are worth checking out over at Honeybee. I mean, she's got these beautiful layering dies. So many great options. I couldn't decide. Some really nice embossing folders. Look at this one. This is a wood grain embossing folder. So you could do stamp and stenciled background and then do this on top of it, and it would just give it texture. So I encourage you to go look at it because 20% off site-wide sale is huge. This was just something I wanted to make. So now I can go give this to my dad, and then I will be the favorite child. So you can see the gold shine, the white details we added, that embossing folder in the background. Doesn't that make it like really stand out? And it's an easel card. Okay? There you go. I made it. Look at my hair. I'm a little frazzled. I made it. I made it. Yes, thank you. I know that I didn't prepare. I know that I was a little all over the place. But as you know, creative time is so good for you. And I needed it. And I was hoping that maybe it helps you because I know everybody's got struggles going on right now. So thank you for joining me for just like a I'm winging it live. That's all I did. Honeybee right now through the 19th has 20% off site-wide. That includes like the Empress die cut machine that they carry, Lisa Horton inks, all the Honeybee products, other embellish. They support a lot of other companies, so they have like the waffle flower grip mat and stuff. I linked below to a lot of the things that I think are worth checking out, so you can look there. I have a link to the die cut machine that's on sale there. It's very generous of Honeybee to do this for their 10-year anniversary, and congratulations to them on 10 years. I love them so much. So that's Honeybee, and you don't need a code for that. It'll show up at checkout. I also put in the top of my YouTube description the information about the sale Altenews having on fresh dye inks. And I also put a link to Spellbinder's sale where they're having like deep discounts where they have large die sets and embossing folders for like $1 or $5. So the reason I'm sharing those is I know times are tough right now, and I think it's better to get products on sale than go to knockoff products. So I thought it'd be fun to use things on sale in one of my lives. So that's why I chose it. I saw they had good sales and I decided to throw it all in. If you want to see the rest of the sales that are happening that are really good right now, up towards the top of my YouTube description will be a link to my Crafty News page. And you can go there and you'll see a list of all the different deals going on. And I often will do recommendations there too. Like, check out this die cut machine. It's like 70% off, things like that. So we spend a lot of time, Mike and I do, on doing that Crafty News page. Keep in mind, you can subscribe to my Crafty News page. If you go over to Crafty News page on my website, there's a little button on the top. Right at the top, it tells you how you can sign up to get a newsletter. So anytime there's really good sales, I'll send out a summary. So there you have it. Okay. Thank you all. Yeah, thank you. Dad will be good. We are, thankfully, our family, the four of us and Ken, the four of us and my dad, are here in town, so we can help. And then Lila and Colin are helping, and friends are helping. So that's why we want to pay it forward to the nurses, because we know it's not easy like that for everybody. I don't know if that makes any sense. And happy Easter. Yes, happy Easter. Brianne put a link to the sales page. But again, all of the information for today is in that live link right at the top of the YouTube description. If you go there now, everything will be there, including the deals. And below that will be thumbnails of all the products that we used. That's it. I think that's it. I don't know when I'll go live again. I will be having to get back to work next week some. So I definitely hope to put up some shortened edited replays where I take this video, make it a bit shorter, and then show the finished cards that I do off screen. I'm gonna try to get some of those up next week, and then also do lives. Listen, right now lives are best for me because it's fills my soul as opposed to doing a pre-recorded video, but I will continue to do pre-recorded also. I put one up last week, so I still try to do both. Oh, Kelly Taylor needs our prayers. I missed that. I'm friends with Kelly. Oh, I think something, oh, I know. Okay, yes, Kelly does need our prayers. So lots of people needing prayers right now. I think that's it. Thank you, Brianne, for being here and helping me link, and for all of you for joining. I hope you have a blessed weekend, and I will hopefully see you next week. Bye-bye. Mike's not ready again.
I'm ready.